time I have come across TikToks talking about how your partner, specifically if they are of the male gender, are not posting you to their social medias because they are so scared that their friends are gonna see how fugly and disgusting and hideous their girlfriends are. And that he must also be thinking about getting rid of you because he's waiting on those Instagram models he's following to reply back to his thirsty ass DMs. And I won't lie, as somebody who has pretty severe anxiety to the point where I will literally be okay with somebody giving me the wrong iced coffee with full cream milk instead of oat milk because I will literally destroy the toilet later. I'll be okay with that because I am too scared to ruin someone's day by complaining about the fact that I got full cream milk instead of oat. These TikToks felt so targeted at the time because on top of having anxiety, I also have extremely low self-esteem. This causes me to watch a lot of these TikToks, which makes the algorithm think that I really like these videos when it's like, no, actually, no. I already feel bad about myself and here these videos are telling me to feel even worse. Your boyfriend isn't posting you on social media because he is still looking for a better partner to post. All men love to brag. This has nothing to do with maturity or privacy. Why are we assuming that posting our partners to social media changes the love that we have for them? Do you know that cheaters also post their partners onto social media? If the influencer culture of it all has taught us anything, it is that these people will portray an image, an idea of that a perfect relationship, no negative occurrences ever takes place in their relationship because they're just so perfect and happy all the time. It's also quite a toxic idea to hold that men love to brag, as it further just feeds into the objectification of women and also reduces us to merely just a prize, a trophy, posing with a fish you just caught. Like, I'm sorry, but no. This idea also feeds into the anxious people who think that the reason they're not being posted on their partner's Instagram is because they look so unsightly. Do you see how all of this sounds over not being posted to social media? It's different when in the past your boyfriend has posted his ex to social media and for some reason he refuses to post you on the basis of, I don't do that kind of stuff. I like to keep my relationships private. Well, you certainly like doing that stuff with her. Well, you certainly weren't so private with her. Yeah, we've all heard a variation of these before because it's like you are clearly hiding that person from social media and acting single on your social medias to keep all of the doors open that you have behind your partner's back. And sometimes they're literally waiting for their ex to come back to them. Unfortunately, social media does play a huge part in some people's relationship status. And for me, I just think it's silly overall because you should never let social media control your relationship. That's silly. So obviously there is an exception to this notion of not being posted to social media. It's not just always out of maturity and privacy. What can I say? Some people are blinded by the bright red flags and won't take the rose-colored tinted glasses off. Babe, look, I'm sorry. I just don't be posting girls to Instagram because one time my grandma got into a freak car accident, broke her hip and couldn't make me lasagna. You don't know what that does to a man. Like, it gets to a point where they're making so many excuses to try so hard not to post you on social media. What else are you supposed to think?
If y'all in a relationship and they're not posting you, it means these three things. Number one, they're talking to somebody else, or they're talking to multiple people. Number two, they're embarrassed of you. And number three, they're insecure other people are gonna follow you.
This is why social media can be an extremely toxic aspect of a relationship. If you don't have trust at the base of your relationship, it's going to be very hard to maintain a healthy relationship. If you're not being posted on a regular basis, it doesn't just boil down to either these three reasons that could be at play here. Oh, he's cheating on you because he's not posting you on social media. What if he's just not a social media guy? Because a lot of dudes I know have not updated their profile pictures since high school because that's when they thought they looked the best. And some people, like myself, funnily enough, just really doesn't want people all up in my business like that. Because it's not like I have a relationship with over 650,000 people. I don't need to impress any of y'all. Because social media, for the most part, is pretty inauthentic. You'll see me posted up in the prettiest looking makeup and the most perfect looking hair, but meanwhile, I've got acne. I'm pizza facing it up. And then I bleach my hair and I put extensions in. So how really authentic is that? How perfect is that? This wouldn't be such an issue if people didn't value social media as much as they do, as it's like, who cares what XX licks my nuttos 123 has got to say about us? It's different when there's a blatant refusal on the sussy basis of obviously hiding you. This person doesn't want to post you at all because they genuinely want to keep the doors open for the many people that they're already talking to. Before you, after you. Ladies, if your partner starts being extra affectionate and clingy or starts asking a lot of questions about what you're doing lately out of nowhere, especially when it's at random with no justifiable reason, it's because they are cheating. Them being that way is a projection of their internal guilt. I love how we've completely forgotten about mentally ill people in this conversation. It's frustrating because we're assuming that everybody is normal and everybody acts the same. Everybody's behavior presents the same way. I have never been an affectionate person. Throughout my teen years, that was something that I kind of struggled with. It's why for some years I identified just with myself that I was ace. It was my own personal thing because it was my own personal journey to find out, am I weird because I'm not connecting to anybody in this fashion? No, it was just quite normal for me. I'm also the type of person who will go a couple of weeks feeling just like the world is weighing on my shoulders. Like, this is all too much. I'm going mute and I'm not talking, okay? That doesn't mean that I'm going weeks without talking to my boyfriend, but maybe I'm just not going to be as lovey-dovey as you want me to be. Does that suddenly mean that I'm a quote-unquote cheater because all of a sudden I'm feeling a lot better and just so grateful and appreciative for my boyfriend giving me that space to be heard and to be listened to, so I go up there and I hug him. I hug him real tight. I'm not cheating. I'm just getting a burst of emotions. I thought that was normal, but it seems to not be such a normal thing on TikTok. You have to be one way or the other, or you're a cheater. And I hate that this behavior has been so intertwined with cheating, as it's like, humans are not cut and paste clankers, bruh. We're diverse human beings that present our behaviors in many different ways for various reasons. Posts like these induce an awful lot of anxiety. However, you should never be taking things to heart that non-professionals are spouting over on TikTok. I know how hard it is when you hear somebody say, here's my experience and this may be happening to you, but it's probably most likely not happening. Like, I just opened up to you guys about how my mental health affects me in a way where it's like, I'm not going to be affectionate all the time, but it's not because I'm cheating. I'm not even being affectionate with myself. But see how there's an endless multitude of reasons as to why somebody may be acting a certain way? It's not always cut and dry and black and white like what this TikToker is trying to say here. I swear nuance is not a thing on TikTok. They have no idea what that is, dude, and it's so frustrating. If you have zero trust in your partner, it isn't something that you can get past and work on. Simply don't be with them.
5 ways to find out if your boyfriend is cheating on you. If you have a feeling he's cheating on you, 9.9 times out of 10, he is.
No, because every time I leave the house, I feel like I'm going to be attacked and something really bad is going to happen to me again that has happened to me in the past. Anytime I start becoming too aware of my heartbeat, I feel like I'm going to have a literal heart attack. 10 times out of 10, none of these things are going to take place, as they are just passing feelings. Having a feeling doesn't always mean it's right. If you have undeniable proof of somebody cheating on you, such as he's all of a sudden going out at odd hours of the morning, he's suddenly put a passcode on his phone that he has never had before. Why have you put that on there, baby? You don't want me to see what's on there all of a sudden? He's cheating, probably. Or maybe there's a surprise party. You just never know. Or your auntie's just caught him in the chip aisle, smooching some hua. Okay, that's probably undeniable proof that he's cheating. It's not just a feeling. It has happened. There's witness. There's proof. You can most certainly have a feeling about something, but it can also be wrong. I'm sure many of you at home have had bad feelings about today, like, I've had a feeling that I might have gotten into a car accident today and then it didn't happen. I've had a feeling that I might have slipped on a banana peel in front of my girlfriend Did that happen? No. I'll go as far as to even say that I don't even care if you have insane tuition. Your gut feelings are quote unquote always correct. Oh my God. I'm sorry, but I don't like those kind of people because confirmation bias is a thing. Thank you very much. Having a feeling essentially means nothing if you can't undoubtedly prove it.
Your boyfriend has started to act different recently, be more distant. It might be time to go through his phone. Trust me, the phone is such a dead giveaway.
I know this sounds like I am playing devil's advocate here, but as somebody who has mental health issues and is pretty big on mental health in general, acting suddenly different could mean various things. Maybe James has fallen into a sudden depression as the brain doesn't care how well you're doing if you're prone to mental health issues, or if something of importance has happened that has caused the mental health issues to arise. That's kind of how people usually act. They're very short with their answers. They're like, I really don't want you to be feeling the way I'm feeling, so I'm just going to take myself out of the equation and I'm going to isolate myself so that you can stay happy because I love you. Now, yes, I may be only speaking for myself here, but I am just trying my hardest to have you guys see the other side of things, the other point of view, because not every single behavior that cheaters participate in means that it's the behavior that your partner is doing because they're cheating. Not to mention the fact that this person has probably been triggered and re-traumatized, which has brought those issues to the surface, leaving the person acting quote unquote distant. A lot of people do not know the signs of somebody who is having a really bad mental health episode. They may think it's all about them and they have done something wrong, which they're well within their rights to feel. Imagine your partner just suddenly went distant on you without communicating how they're feeling. You too would feel like you're being cheated on and that they don't want to be with you anymore. So it's like, it's also up to that person to communicate their feelings and be like, hey, I may be a little bit distant for a couple of days. I am really sorry. It is not something I can control. I really just need time to think about things and I love you. It's as simple as that. And if a person isn't willing to communicate that, then that's probably somebody that you don't want to be in a relationship with, period. And it's not just because they're not communicating about their mental health. Communication and trust is the foundation for a healthy, working, long-lasting relationship. So no, this isn't the be-all and end-all sign of somebody quote-unquote cheating. A lot of people don't realize what is happening to somebody mentally until it's too late.
Number 2 is if he takes his phone everywhere. If he goes to the bathroom, he takes his phone. If he does leave his phone behind, he leaves it face down every single time.
This lady is making me feel like I am cheating myself. I usually take my phone everywhere I go as well. I'm not going to sit there and stare at the wall whilst I'm fighting demons and my toes are curling. No, I'm gonna be on Insta Reels. No, I'm not cheating. I love how these signs of cheating so far are so innocuous and could really mean anything. If she's suddenly making you breakfast in bed, maybe she's taking someone else's sausage. Or maybe Sarah wanted to do something nice for her boyfriend. Oh my God. If he's suddenly giving you a big cuddle out of nowhere, he's giving his big thing to another girl. When it's like, no, James is just feeling a sudden burst of love. That's completely normal in a relationship. You are not going to be on top of each other, kissing and cuddling and smooching. It's just not the reality. Being in a healthy long-term relationship, you're not going to be all over each other constantly. Where did this idea come from?
The next one is if he does not post you on his social media. He wants to be able to keep a roster. He wants to be able to look single, so he's not posting you. If his excuse is that he just wants to keep his life private, he's cheating on you. I'm sorry. I just seen it way too many times.
We've already gone over how this is a possible sign to an unfaithful partner, yes. However, yeah, I understand that people would feel this way when it's like social media has gotten to a point where people feel as though they need to share every single aspect about their lives, including updating people on what their toilet looks like next week from jelly stamps that they put in their toilet bowl. Why would we need to know that? Why do we need an update on how that looks? I think we can gather that information ourselves. Not everybody is like that though. Not everybody wants their business out there, as that in of itself can cause issues. What if you're dating somebody that your unaccepting parents don't approve of? You probably wouldn't want them to know about that because you genuinely love this person and you don't want them to be hurt. Or what if you're a normal person like everybody else and you just don't want to be posting photos of your life because you don't want people to know what goes on inside your life? I think that's pretty valid, and I'm not sure why that kind of behavior is shamed. Keep in mind that not everybody presents the same behaviors, and these videos are constantly targeted towards anxious people, as it's guaranteed views, likes, and comments.
Next one is if he does not share his location with you. If you are boyfriend, girlfriend, why would you not be sharing location? At the end of the day, there is no reason not to be sharing location unless you're doing something shady, like cheating.
All right, yappers, I'm just so done with this brain rot at this point. My upper regions are on fire. I really don't know what to say. Yes, is it suspect that your partner is not sharing their location, as it's like, why not? What are you doing that you don't want me to be seeing? However, on the other hand, this is just another illustration of how much we are addicted to our phones, that we need people's location on all the time, and it doesn't even have anything to do with their safety. My partner and I have a pretty quote-unquote old school relationship where it's like we trust each other enough to not have to partake in this kind of behavior, as it's like, I really don't care about what you're doing 24/7. If you are to present that you're cheating on me and you're unfaithful, then we're not going to be together. It's not that big of a deal. Obviously it is for some people. I completely understand that. We're not all in the same boat here, but my boyfriend knows where I am all day. I know where he is all day. I'm always working, cleaning, do this, that, and the third, going to my scary health appointments, which I'm not going to get into in this video. It's quite I know he's at work or going to climb with his mates after work. I don't need his location, as I trust that he's not going to do such shit behind my back. Again, if he does, then we're just breaking up. Simple as that. You are not my child. I am not your mumsy. I really don't care to have Life 360 on you, babe. Obviously, there's that added safety factor of whenever you're sharing your location with somebody, whether it be your parent, partner, or bestie. Sometimes when I feel highly unsafe in an Uber, I will share that Uber to my boyfriend just for him to see. If I'm not going to my destination, please get me help. So with that said, yappers, please, for the love of Jonathan Davis, can we not get so anxious 24/7 about what other people are saying on TikTok about relationships? Most of the time, all these videos are doing are just fueling fights within your relationship. You're arguing with your partner over what you saw on TikTok because apparently TikTok has all the answers. That's not to say that some of these TikToks didn't wake up somebody in a really bad relationship, but at the same time, it's just making people more anxious. It's just having people start unnecessary fights when it's like, how about we try our relationship without the social media? It would probably be way more healthy. There is still some merch available that I am going to be shipping out mid-November so that you will get it in time for Christmas. Again, because I am doing this by myself, I want to make it go as smoothly as possible, and I'm also adding in a special little something into every single order. Thank you for your stay at Yappersville today, everybody, and happy Halloween. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love your fucking selves.